Hello and welcome to Forrester's webinar on Workforce Transformation Strategy, a spotlight on South Korea. My name is Dane Anderson and I am the Vice President and Research Director for Forrester in Asia Pacific. Forrester conducted this study to understand the trends, drivers, and challenges firms in South Korea face to deliver effective workforce transformation. Though this is a paid study, it has the same rigor and independent methodologies which Forrester uses for any of its research. For the purpose of this study, we have not limited ourselves to specific industries of company types or company sizes. This means that the study bears a rich reflection of the South Korea market with regard to workforce transformation approaches through technology. We learned a lot through this study, and I'm looking forward to sharing some of the results with you. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with Forrester, we are a global research and advisory firm, and our mission is to work with business and technology leaders to develop customer-obsessed strategies that drive growth. Forrester is very much about business technology to help our clients win, serve, and retain customers through customer obsession. Now, customer experience is a hot trend. It's a dynamic that many organizations have latched onto over the past 1 or 2 years, but this is an area that Forrester has been researching for almost a decade now. We have a very good understanding of how CX affects financial performance of a company. We have a good understanding of what drives effective customer experience, or CX. One of the things that we learned as part of this research is how employee experience is such a key part of a corporate strategy that drives results for companies in the South Korean market. Companies which are placed higher on our customer experience index also place higher when they evaluate or report the importance on employee experience, as they understand how important this is to drive toward their business goals. Now, Forrester, of course, is a research and advisory company, but we also refer to research from other leading organizations and academics, such as this one from Teresa Amabile of the Harvard Business Review, an article that she wrote on her research. And what her research finds is that what makes people happiest at work is getting things done. When workers sense that they're making headway, their drive to succeed peaks and reaches a new, higher level. Now, this is important because what we find is that many organizations focus on other areas. They focus on compensation plans. They focus on the managers. Now, all of these things, of course, are very important, but what is the most important is helping employees get things done. As this slide says, when they feel as if they are making progress, their performance improves considerably. Now, at Forrester, we evaluate customer experience by measuring 3 key areas, and we call these the 3 E's. They are effectiveness, ease, and emotion. Effectiveness refers to a customer's ability to get value from the experience. Ease refers to a customer getting value without difficulty. And the third E is emotion. Customers feel good about the experience. What we know from our research is that emotion actually has the biggest impact on the effectiveness of customer experience for an organization, or the impact of customer experience. We also measure positive employee experiences, and here we have identified 3 key areas as well. They are productivity, and employees' belief that they can get their work done; facilitation, employees believing their organization helps them focus on their most important work and doesn't tie them down with unnecessary busy work or bureaucracy. And then thirdly, connection. Employees feel connected with their work, colleagues, customers, and overall purpose. Now, another external study that we have looked at really hammers home the point that improvements in employee experience lead and contribute quite materially to improvements in customer experience. This is another comprehensive study that was done with over 3,000 data points collected over multiple years. And what it found is that companies with higher employee satisfaction and sense of fulfillment tend to generate much better business results. Specifically, they have 81% higher customer satisfaction. They have 50% lower employee turnover. And there are also a number of important financial benefits. With each standard deviation increase in this metric, turnover drops 40%, or rather, for every standard deviation increase in turnover, there is a 40% drop in productivity and a 28% drop in profit. Now, of course, these are non-trivial results, and it establishes that positive employee experience has a very important impact on business results. Now, in order to enable your workforce to deliver to the best of their abilities, you must adopt efficient workforce transformation, and we believe that workforce transformation comprises of 3 key pillars. First of all, there is the workforce experience. What we know from our research is that workforce productivity is closely linked with the evolution of the digital economy. When it comes to workforce technology, of course, one size does not fit all, and the business needs will need to drive the workforce technology strategy. So this is pillar 1. Pillar 2 is workforce security. We know that everyday threats are evolving with the evolution of the mobile workforce, and many organizations are struggling to keep up. And current IT security policies and control many times stifle or hold back effective employee experiences. Although the security considerations need to be taken seriously, focus also must be directed toward the effectiveness of the employee experience. And then finally, there's PC lifecycle management. So this is all about ensuring that existing workforce technology strategy addresses the needs of employees. And for many organizations in South Korea, PC lifecycle management complexities overwhelm their current capabilities, and indeed, most firms do not have adequate in-house capabilities to effectively manage their workforce PC lifecycle. Now, the study that we did to evaluate these dynamics in South Korea showed that firms in South Korea understand the link between customer and employee experience better than their peers in Asia Pacific. We saw a much bigger gap in other countries. We asked our survey respondents, which of the following initiatives are likely to be your organization's top business priorities over the next 12 months? We found that for 65% of the respondents, they identified improving the experience of their customers at the top, which was a great sign. And with just 10 points less, they identified better addressing the needs of their employees. So in South Korea, we have found a much stronger connection for organizations understanding the link between customer experience and employee experience. Through this study, we also found that South Korean companies believe that removing barriers to productivity through updated device technology will help them retain talent. When we asked which of the following statements do you agree would help you attract and retain talent in your organization, 39% told us that regularly assessing and removing barriers to employee productivity would help them attract and retain talent. And 39% also told us that investing in better employee-facing technologies to enhance employee experience and productivity would also help them attract and retain the best talent. Now, this is a healthy proportion, but it is still a minority of the organizations in South Korea that were interviewed. Now, the best ways to evaluate which workforce technology needs must be addressed are outlined here. There are three primary areas that we advise companies leverage to better address their workforce technology requirements. Number one is a workforce technology satisfaction survey. Now, this is the first and most simple or basic. It can give you a basic indication of what is working and what isn't, but frankly, it does little else. It's a good step, but it's not enough. Number two is to conduct a workforce technology needs assessment, and this can help to provide a fact-based basis to develop personas for planning and strategy. And then number three, organizations can look at workforce engagement and flow. This can test for areas like emotional well-being and link employee engagement with technology-related factors. Now, what you're looking at here is a picture of a needs assessment that we conduct for our clients at Forrester, and it looks at two key axes. On the horizontal axis, we are evaluating how many locations the employee must work in to do their job. On the right, they work in many locations. On the left, they work in few. And then on the vertical axis, we look at how many applications they need to use. At the top, we have personas that use many applications, and at the bottom, we have those who use few applications. And we can then evaluate how to break up these employees into categories or personas which help to best meet their needs, because the mobile professionals in the upper right have very different technology needs from the dedicated practitioner in the bottom left. Generally, we advise customers to focus on between 4 to 6 personas for large organizations. Our research tells us that anything more than that is excessive detail and difficult to manage. Now, when we turn back to the study results, we found that device malware and device diversity adds to security concerns across firms in South Korea. We asked our respondents how concerned they are with the following device security issues. At the top of the list was potential legal liability issues that may arise due to BYOD policies. And the second biggest concern was device malware. We also found that a large proportion of respondents, in fact an overwhelming majority, told us that they agree with the statement that newer PC hardware is significantly more secure than older PC hardware. 71% of respondents told us this is true. And 65% agreed with the statement that user authentication for devices remains vulnerable. The study also told us that high PC lifecycle management costs lead to an increase in reliance on technology partners with holistic solutions. We asked, as part of the study, what are the key attributes of a technology partner to support end-user computing at your organization? At the top of the list was the ability to scale deployment on demand, followed by knowledge and experience with my firm's industry and vertical-specific processes. So what are our recommendations? If you agree with this research and the link between employee experience and customer experience, we have 3 core recommendations for you. First, we believe it's vital that you focus on improving the employee experience and making employee productivity and experience a top organizational priority. You can do this by developing a rigorous, repeatable approach to regularly assess employee technology needs, and assemble a cross-functional workforce experience working group. Doing this in a silo will not work. It's important to focus on solving these issues in a cross-functional manner. Secondly, it's critical to improve device security. We advise organizations choose the most secure device hardware and get it into their employees' hands. To make authentication, network, and data security part of your endpoint security strategy as well. And finally, we recommend organizations to efficiently manage their PC lifecycle. You can do this by partnering with vendors who can automate this life cycle from the factory to the employee, and also to reduce the PC refresh cycle so that you can generate more value from the PCs that you have in use at your organization. If you're interested in learning more about this study, you can contact your Dell relationship managers for a copy, and they will give you more depth and detail of the study and the key recommendations therein. I hope this has been useful for you, and I thank you for listening. Goodbye.